Alrighty, so doing Beastmaster because it got remastered, if you want to call it that. It's a rework it, but yeah, Beastmaster got a rework, and man, it is night and day from the previous version. So the previous version I'd consider even worse than a base class in some scenarios. Like there were a few base classes that could outperform it in damage, and Ninja was one of those too. In some sense, like Forge enhancements could change up the game a bit, but for the most part, you were just looking at a better class in a base class. Now, Beastmaster was deplorable at that point. I'm gonna show the stats real quick. So this is what I got set up. I got max cooldown reduction because I kind of prefer to have my stacks are looping because it's a dodge class, so it doesn't matter if avarice make me take more damage. Got a lot of hit chance, 37 crit, but that'll go up. 41 evasion, that'll go up. Just without basic attack and get to 61%. Now, Beastmaster is a dodge and melee class, but it is ranged. So this class, it works off of the basic attack. So what you want to do is preferably use a skill after a basic attack lands. And it's got a 2.8 second cooldown. So with the maxed out, capped out haste, that's about 1.4 seconds. You wanna, you don't have to max your haste. I just did that based on personal preference because treat increases your haste. I do believe it increases your haste. That might be wrong. I think that's now passive. Yeah, it's a passive. Never mind. So haste increase 30% if you don't have avarice on it and you don't have vim. Let me see. Let me just put a regular because people are gonna put luck on the class regardless. So now we're at 31% without my forge enhancements. I'll start without forge enhancements, then give a quick rundown on how I use it. Um, I'm gonna put a dodge on here just to show you that it can kind of get some good dodge going when you've got the stacks built up. So 36%, this isn't how anyone else would play, 'cause everybody loves their luck enhancements because they like to see them big numbers. Now, rank 1 is Signal Arrow, it's long range, causes your companion to perform a follow-up skill. So it's basically think of it like Chaos Avenger, but backwards. Instead of using a skill to prime your basic attack, you're using your basic attack to prime your skills. So your second skill is go for the eyes. That one was originally the second skill, but it's a bit different now. So even if they have no eyes, you can inflict an eye injury and reduce their chance to hit by 15% and adds a DOT. Now, if you have follow-up active, which is a basic attack, it's going to apply eye gouge, which reduces your target's hit chance by 25% and applies a stronger DOT. I do believe you can inflict both statuses, both eye injury and eye gouge simultaneously since the haste is capped out, so you could get up to 40%, but you'd have to use it you'd have to mash one skill and then hit one or two, so you don't get the follow up bonus. That's only if you really wanted to micromanage your skills a lot. You could keep them both active simultaneously, but you'd have to be mashing it right off the bat. Rank 2, Borrowed Wings. So this one heals you and applies Borrowed Wings, which increase your dodge by 20 for 6 seconds. So follow-up increases it by 40% for 6 seconds. Again, this one can't be looped like the second skill as well, but you can for 2 seconds you'll have 60% more dodge. Oh, and it'll summon a pet if you don't have a pet, but I do have a pet. Rank 4 is Misdirection. This skill does pretty good damage on top of your rank 5. Rank 5 used to do nothing. It would just, well, no damage, but it would give you the buffs, the haste and the damage. Now, this one's your second highest damaging skill one. So it command your companion to distract your target by attacking from a different angle. It applies misdirection, which reduces their damage resistance by 15% for 10 seconds. So in other words, you can loop it. and has a 30% chance to stun for 2 seconds. But if you have follow-up active, it doubles the damage resistance reduction, and it's guaranteed to stun. Simple, straightforward. Make sure you basic attack before you use it if you want to get the maximum out of that. And then we've got haste 30%, outgoing damage and hit chance by 10%. Now, treat. You stick a piece of delicious bacon onto your target, causing your companion to become fully focused and attack your target voraciously. Applies treat, increasing your outgoing damage by 20% and reducing your target's dodge by 50% for 14 seconds. So you can loop this and essentially make sure they cannot dodge whatsoever if it's like a high dodge enemy. Now, follow-up can apply Feast, which will increase your outgoing damage by 40%. So you still get the reduced target dodge. I do believe uh, I could be wrong about that, but 40% is better than 20%. This one could also be looped for some amount of time because it's 8 seconds if your haste is capped. So for 6 seconds, you could have 60% more outgoing damage. I've noticed that through testing. Rank 10 is a rank 1 for the follow-up skill, and it also applies uplifting when you use a skill after follow-up. That basic attack, then skill combination, and that'll increase your physical damage by 5% for 8 seconds, and it stacks to 8. So essentially, you should always have this stacked. There's no reason you shouldn't. And at rank 10, it also increases crit chance by 10%. Simple enough. Let's go on to class hall. I'm going to kind of show you how the skills cycle. Let me turn on animations because I think I turned them off earlier because there was a bunch of crazy lag going on. So here's the basic attack. Looks like you shoot an arrow and it makes your pet attack. Should probably use something other than the hate wolf. I think he's only got a couple attacks. So here's your second skill, eye gouge. It's also like, there's not really much of an animation there. It's basically based on the pet. The pet does it. This third skill is a heal, but it kind of has this little red zappity do. I do believe it's around the pet. I could be wrong. Where's that zappity do at? Here we go. So we got the fourth skill, which also has no animation, but like it doesn't matter. This class is good, eh? Like the treat's the only one that has any type of animation. Now, let me show you kind of what damage you're looking at if you use your skills properly and in conjunction with your basic attack. Just so you get an idea what's going on here. And 1, 2, 3, go. Boop, boop, bam, boop, bam, boop, bam, boop, bam. Easy as that. Just keep cycling that basic attack and you will have a like look at that damage. You know this class wasn't hitting that kind of damage before the rework. Like I don't even think it was really too good when it got released. It was something different. But I mean, I could show you Forge enhancements. Kind of show you what it does with Forge enhancements, just so you kind of have some idea of what you can do with it with Forge. I'll show you a bit of Forge. So 40 seconds down the road, we got 5,850 damage per second. Yeah, get this. I could use Vainglory, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just giving a little example here. I'm gonna use all my Forge enhancements. I'd say the best one you could use is Valiance, because Valiance gives you an increase to your stats on your evasion. So if I basic attack, it puts it up to 52%. It boosts my crit, my hit chance, attack power, evasion. I already said that dodge. Crit multiplier, max health. It boosts everything. Everything gets a boost. So I'm going to show you what kind of damage it does with these enhancements and with damage boosting. 'Cause I do have armor on that gives me increased dragon damage. I forgot to mention that. Um, let's see what we can do. I want to start fresh. And now, I think I just got out of the rhythm. I was using the skills, and then like I Chaos Avenger just got me confused. This damage could be higher. I oopsed. But yeah, you can see it hits some considerable numbers. If I didn't screw that up, my DPS would have been, through the roof. This class is really that good. Like, they changed it for the better, man. Like, it's really good. I can't stress enough how well they did with this class. Like, and it feels unique. That's the best part about it. It feels unique. It's different. I'm hitting a net 10,000 on like it says 9,000. Ignore that. That was because of my mistakes. That's not true. You can also do smite if you want to do smite and kind of get like get a nuke off with that. Keep in mind I'm going to be doing 10% more damage, so don't just consider that a little bit. Um, let's let it roll, huh? As you can see, that smite nuke put me way over the line, way over the line. Big damage. Now your dodge is going to be lower, but if you want to trade it off for a nuke, that roughly meets up with your cooldown times. That's the way to go. Smite is the way to go for you, but preferably I'd try to choose Valiance. That's my preferred enhancement. But get to all is their own. Even without forge enhancements, I think I was netting about 6 to 7,000. I mean, forge enhancements, my armor boost, no damage boost or anything like that. So even if you're not, you know, if you're not, built up to forge enhancements yet, like maybe you're a mid-game player, this is very good. Very good for mid-game play. I'll do a video on Ninja like tomorrow or something like that. I thought it was pretty cool, but this one's the one that really got my attention. Like this is just phenomenal. I feel like this should have been covered already. I seen someone soloing bosses with it. I guess they were just as impressed as I was. But yeah, man, just give it a shot. Recommended enhancements, I'd say is Vim for the helmet. Um, like I said, Valiance. I prefer Valiance, but you can also go with Smite. You can also go with Dauntless. Dauntless is very good on this class, and it can probably get you more damage output than Smite, to be honest. Because like you're hitting that two a lot. That's one of your primary damage skills. So I'd say that this Dauntless could be a good choice. But to all is their own. I think personally Valiance is better just because you get that increased dodge chance and that increased crit chance. You're gonna see more orange numbers. But yeah, man, Vim, um, weapon enhancement of your choice. Valiance works pretty well because you're not getting hit much, and just dot or D for luck, man. Go with it, make it work. Yeah.